Hey, yo, you ready? Let's do it.
Welcome back, handsome ladies and beautiful gentlemen. Talk about a reverse Uno card there. I really thought I was saying that right, and I totally botched it.
You absolutely botched it to begin this episode. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of Lawn Chair Talk. We got a new change of scenery going on here. We are actually at DJ Beatty, his crib, and we're recording a new episode coming to you live here at, I don't know what his address is called.
I believe it is. Any of you listeners want to come over and leak this address and come pay us a visit? This is our headquarters now.
Great call. All right, I guess we'll get right into it. I mean, we got some good stuff planned today. We're going to be getting into some college football once again. We got some MLB playoff coming at you, and then also we'll be throwing in another draft special as well. And then we got a surprise coming at you, and we also want to start it off with a little surprise guest coming on right now. We got our new personality and editor, DJ Carter Ulysses Gale Beatty.
Give
it up, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, cheering. Maybe some applause. Sure,
Why not?
how's it going, Beatty?
What's up, guys?
Hey, you can talk to the mic, buddy.
How we doing?
Carter, we're very happy to add you on to the team. How's it feel to be part of the Lawn Chair Talk, boys?
Yes, sir. Super excited. Super excited to do some editing for you guys, hopping on some podcasts. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it.
I think we're going to have a good return on this investment, folks. Me and Nick were at the GIF yesterday, the GIF being our indoor facility, and we realized that, you know what, in order to take a little bit off of Nick's plate, we need a little editor. And so we had to do some digging throughout the GIF, and I mean, we asked a good handful of people. And we were just thinking, DJ Beatty, I don't know if you guys know this is a world-renowned DJ we're talking about here. This guy's got experience with tech. And we're like, dude, I mean, how would you like to edit a podcast and be part of our personality group?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we entered in the portal looking for a guy who could really add a great addition to this staff. And, we had a lot of candidates, we had a lot of guys, but we just felt that a former 5-star backup QB was definitely going to be the answer for us to really take us to the top of our game, and that's DJ Beatty here. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Carter Beatty.
Yes, sir.
We also got an audience tonight. We've got a couple live listeners here in the Bat Cave. So, yeah, we're excited to be in this new hospitality.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll kick it off first with going over a little update for the viewers. We had a doubleheader this past weekend at Iowa Western. Really great junior college out in Iowa. And they got a great squad out there. 2 really good games, honestly. I think it was a good test for us to finally play against a team outside of ourselves. We've done a lot of inter squads this previously, and now it was kind of a time to switch in more of a competitive mindset to be able to kind of see a different team go against other guys. So overall, I mean, a great experience for us. Garrett obviously pitched in this one. I did not, but Garrett, take it away. What did you think?
Yeah, for starters, I think that shout out to Iowa Western. It is a gorgeous campus. It is beautiful facilities for just about every sport. So that just gives you an insight to the realm of JUCO sports right now. And we talk about it a lot with the youth coming up now in the new age of college sports. The JUCO route is 100% a viable option for you guys. And if you've ever seen pictures, I don't even think that they do justice compared to when you step foot on that campus. I mean, I was talking with Nick about this. There's a good chance that a lot of the kids that end up at Iowa Western end up, like, downgrading facility-wise. I mean, this is like top-tier Division I facilities. And I think they were a good squad. That's a team that's going to win probably 45 to 50 games this year. Ryan Kugel's got a good program that he took over from Mark Reardon, and they've been a really good team. We actually had a couple buddies that played there in the last couple years. Noah Scott just got done there. Shout out to Noro. We got to get you on the podcast soon. He's a right-handed pitcher at Oregon State, and so we know the type of caliber of players that roll through that program, and they're elite. So to be able to go out there and get a W, big time, especially with just the pitching staff being able to handle just going one inning and, getting out there and filling up the zone, and just competing against a team in another colored jersey was definitely a breath of fresh air, I would say, for a lot of guys. So, yeah, it was a good time and a good way to start meshing with everybody in terms of competing all in one dugout. So, excited to see what the spring brings.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives you a great opportunity to kind of see what the talent level that you have within your team. I think it was a great opportunity to kind of see everyone out on the field. It's a little bit different of a feel, rather, going from fall to spring. Obviously, in the spring, you're putting your best guys out, kind of seeing what you got there. But in the fall, I mean, you got to really rotate guys in, see what kind of pieces are going to fit in well to really bring a great season for us. So I think it was really interesting for us to kind of see just the depth that we had out there and just being able to kind of say, okay, like, we got a really good pitching staff. We can kind of go from guy to guy. Obviously, some guys struggled, but overall, I think it was a great showing for each and every one of our pitchers. I think overall, as you mentioned, with Iowa Western, I mean, the facilities there are just beautiful. And even just a junior college itself, I mean, it's a 2-year school. They've really invested really well into the athletic program to really be able to produce some really talented, not only just baseball, but football is one of the best in the country. I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, the baseball team has a very good chance of competing for a national championship. And being able to play against that type of caliber team is definitely big time for us, especially early on in the season, to kind of prepare us on to try to be able to be in that kind of conversation of making a national championship for us. So great experience for us, great weekend.
Yeah, and I think that even if you think about it on the flip side, hopefully like those kids at Iowa Western can start to realize, like this is a NAI program. Like, I mean, a good NAI program, but like we talk about how people start to view the different levels of college baseball you can play at. And, NAI doesn't always get the best rap, but it's like, there you go, man. I mean, granted, we're got a lot of 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds out there, but like that's what you see from even NAI levels, like going out and beating top 25 junior college in the country. So being able to do that, like, it kind of makes a statement to some of those kids that have aspirations to play at the next level.
Right. I mean, it puts a lot of respect on our name, being able to do what we did. And even, as I mentioned, I mean, it's just a fall game at the end of the day, but just being able, for some of those guys at junior college, being able to see a program that we're trying to build here and everything, it gives them an opportunity to kind of expand out and say, okay, well, I've always thought D1 was, the end goal. I've always thought that that's just the top tier talent. And now it gives us an opportunity to kind of step back and say, okay, well, look at the talent pool elsewhere, right? I mean, NAIA teams can really compete at a high level. It's good baseball. And, at the end of the day, it was, we did exactly what we wanted to do. And I think, long term, it's going to serve us well to, especially on the recruiting aspect of things. So,
yeah, I 100% agree. So, moving on to the next segment of this episode.
Absolutely.
We're going to go run over some college football updates from the weekend.
We are
going to do two things. One, we're going to read off our updated college football playoff rankings, and then we are going to actually do a new branch of this segment where we're going to go over 6 games, I believe, this weekend, and we are going to give our picks, and then we're going to keep track of our record as the remainder of the season continues. So, Nick, if you want to throw it on your college football rankings, you can go right ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I'll get it started off. I mean, honestly, from last weekend, I mean, some good upsets, some great games. I didn't change a whole lot to my playoff bracket as far as teams in it, but definitely kind of shaking up as far as where I think they should be placed. And right now, I stuck with Miami being my number one team. I just think, and they didn't play last week, and obviously with a bye, but I still see that as going to be a very sure pick to be an undefeated squad winning the ACC. I just see them having that type of caliber of their resume already and just continuing to dominate teams. I see them as being the number one team in the land. My number 2 pick is Texas Tech. They've just continued to show how good their offense has been, how good the defense has been. Just the guys that they have brought in has just caused so much mayhem for other teams in the Big 12. And I see them to continue on with that and winning the Big 12. I think they got a couple of opponents ahead that could shake things up for their season. However, I still see them as a high chance of being able to go undefeated and winning the Big 12. My 3rd pick is going to be Ohio State. I changed from Oregon winning the Big 10 to Ohio State. I think it's just a safer pick as of right now. It's still early, being Week 8, but I think Ohio State has shown really well. The offensive firepower that they have, the defense is incredible. I still see them being able to continue on. I see them maybe having a little bit of trouble at the end of the season. As we talked about last week, Michigan could always be a problem. It's a rivalry game. You never know about that. But I just see them being able to win the Big Ten. My number 4 pick is going to be Indiana. Indiana, after last week, was for me a really big surprise, beating Oregon, going there and beating them and handling them very well. It wasn't a blowout necessarily, but they definitely took care of business. And I wasn't super high on Indiana, but it's really changed my perspective on them and to really see them as a real contender for a national championship. So I got Indiana there. I could, I think they could obviously slide up even higher, being able to beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. But their schedule is very favorable going here on out. My number 5 pick, I got Georgia. I still like them a lot. I think the defense is there. I think an SEC title is in their future once again. Kirby Smart, he's just continued to be one of the most dominant coaches in the game. And I think the SEC is just a tough conference. I think anyone could really take that conference. But I just see Georgia, they've been there before. They know what they're doing. I think that they could take it once again. My number 6 pick is going to be Alabama. Alabama, once again, just one of those teams where I feel like they could go hand in hand with Georgia, obviously beating Georgia in the earlier in the season, but I still feel like that Georgia could come out on top. Alabama's got some tough games ahead. The Mizzou game that they had last weekend was a really good showcase to kind of go into hostile territory and be able to take care of business on the road. Real big win for them. So good to see them being able to kind of continue on and just keep on trekking upward. My number 7 pick is going to be Oregon. Oregon, once again, obviously a tough loss last weekend against Indiana, but once again, I still see this team as being a very good, dominant team from here on out. I think they're going to take this loss to heart. I think they're going to carry that on their shoulders and be able to come out strong with it. And I just see it hard to not pick them into the playoffs. My number 8 pick is going to be Texas A&M. Texas A&M has surprised me this season. They've been incredible. The offense was a little bit slow to start out with, but they're starting to pick it up once again. That win against Florida was pretty big. Florida being a hot team coming into that weekend after that big win against Texas. A&M has been great. Marcel Reed has been fantastic for them. He's really shown that he can start to throw the ball, not only run, but he can really throw it as well. My number 9 pick is going to be Ole Miss. Ole Miss, once again, another undefeated team right now, top of the SEC. They got a tough game this weekend going against, I believe, where is it? Not LSU. They playing?
Who is it?
Ole Miss.
Georgia,
that's right. Tough weekend coming up for them going on the road against Georgia, but Ole Miss, obviously, they kind of scared me this past weekend with that Washington State win, just barely squeaking that out at home, only winning by 3. But I think, once again, their schedule past this weekend is still pretty favorable to at least sneak into the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to be a 11-1 type squad, but I see them as being like a 2-3 loss type of squad that kind of sneaks in. That's pretty much it on that one. My number 10 pick is going to be Tennessee. Once again, just the SEC is just so tough, and I just see them as being like a 3-loss team, 2-loss team that that is able to sneak in. Their schedule is going to be tough upcoming. They got a huge game against Alabama coming up this weekend, big rivalry for them. But once again, I think it's just one of those things where the offense is there. They kind of had a questionable game against Arkansas, but they found a way to win. If they can continue to do that and be able to grind out games, I see them having a really good future and being able to sneak into the playoffs and make some noise. Obviously, last year, I think they're kind of looking out for some revenge. As last year, they walked into Ohio State and took a pretty bad loss there for the playoffs. So hopefully they can bounce back and be able to sneak in this year and make a run at it. My number 11 pick is going to be Georgia Tech. Once again, it's a team that's got a favorable schedule for the most part. I think that if they're able to handle business, obviously in the past they've kind of showed well at the beginning of the year and then fallen off. I think this is the kind of time where they can be able to kind of breeze through the ACC, maybe take a loss against Georgia at the end of the year, but be able to sneak in because their couple losses are good losses on paper. I really like Haynes King. He's running the ball really well. If he can learn to really throw the ball well, be efficient in that sort of sense, and be able to make those big kind of plays, I see them as being kind of a dangerous team, kind of a sneaky team to look out for. My number 12 pick is going to be the University of Memphis. They're my group of 5 team. I still believe in them. I kind of went back and forth with them in USF, especially last week, but I'm still going to rock with them. And, yeah, that's where my college football playoffs is looking right now as far as Week 8 goes. Garrett, take it away.
Love it. Yeah, so hopping right into my rankings, again, like Nick said, not a whole lot of change. I actually ended up hitting a couple of games this last week that I thought were going to happen, so not a whole lot shaking up. At number 1, I've got Miami. Again, like Nick said, I think they're the most dominant team in the country. And I think that their statement wins are going to carry them to the number 1 team. And I think they're going to roll through the ACC championship game and not really run into too much trouble. So following that up is Ohio State. Again, I think they run away with the Big Ten. I think they've got the best defense in the country. So defense wins championships, and we'll see what happens. Number 3 is Texas Tech. I think that they've really surprised me in terms of how well they've been able to play defense. Always known as kind of a offensive powerhouse and allowing teams to kind of just walk over their defense. They've really stepped it up and been a really competitive team in the Big 12, and I think that they're going to easily make it to the playoff and win the Big 12 championship. I've got Indiana at 4. If you guys tuned into the last episode, you saw that I thought that Indiana was going to go boat race Oregon. And they didn't quite boat race them, but a 10-point victory on the road certainly does make a statement. So the Hoosiers rolling in number 4. Coming in at the 5 spot, we've got my first group of 5 team. I had them in last week, and they made a statement win, baby, the USF Bulls. I tell you what, they ran into North Texas last week on a Friday night. Messed a maker. That North Texas team got a lot of praise, got a good offense, and they just went in there and eradicated all doubt in my mind that they can't compete for a national title. I mean, went in there and just smacked them around, baby, beat them by like 30, put up a 63 burger on them. So that's going to be a team that you do not want to play first round of the title, of the playoffs, sorry. Number 6 is my newest addition. Last week I had Oklahoma after the embarrassing loss against Texas. They're gone. John Mateer, sorry, buddy. Your hand's still a little bit mangled. I think you threw the ball like shit. So you're out, and A&M is in. And when I think about A&M is I think of one thing. It's not really the flashy stats. It's not really the big 12th man. It's not the big stadium. But this team just wins games, man. They figure out a way to get the job done. I mean, they just do it. I mean, they had Notre Dame. Somehow they just had some voodoo magic and made the place kicker miss the PAT. You know what I mean? I mean, this team just goes in there and gets the job done. Went into a hostile game against Florida. Again, they had it at home, but Florida just got done whooping Texas and had a lot of people backing them, including myself, and they just went and just stomped them. Stomped them, baby. 9 points allowed. I mean, come on. Go Aggies, I guess. My 7, 8, 9 spot is the same. I've got Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU. Again, talked about it last week. I think they're all just going to start beating each other up when SEC play starts really heating up and we get those ranked matchups. So I think that they all kind of even out. But the reason that I don't have an SEC team very high is because I could see all of them having a loss. I mean, honestly, I think that they all end up getting a loss at some point. So that's why I don't think one team really sticks out, and they all kind of just beat up on each other, and that's why I got them where I got them. And number 10, my second group of 5 team, the Cincinnati Bearcats, have continued to just soar through teams. They have the loss against Nebraska early in the season, which is honestly at this point not looking terrible now that Nebraska's ranked 25th, but I could see Nebraska's schedule getting very unfavorable very quickly, and I could see their record kind of getting out of hand. And so if Cincinnati can prove enough games, go compete with Texas Tech, maybe lose a close game and still sneak in, I have them in my playoff, and I think Brennan Sorsby is making a really good case for winning the Heisman. So at 11, I've got Notre Dame. We talked about it last week. They've got a really favorable schedule to end the year. I know they have the losses against Miami and A&M, but like I said, Miami's number 1 in the country, in my opinion. You got A&M at 6, in my opinion, so I think those are 2 really quality losses, and you competed for the most part. So Notre Dame, I think they go in, and they've got a tough matchup this weekend now that USC cracked the poll. I think you take care of them in South Bend, and you start to build up that resume again. And then rounding out at number 12 is Oregon. After the tough loss against Indiana, I see them kind of just getting a bounce back. Dante Moore kind of gets shaken up being a freshman in that situation. I figured that was going to be a tough situation for him to be in. Like I said, they didn't really get blown out. They competed, but you can't really afford that loss at home especially. So that's why I've got them rounding out at 12. So with that being said, we can move on to the picks for the week.
Yeah, let's move on to the picks. I like the bracket from you. I think 2 good brackets there. I think it's very early to tell. We're really getting into the heart of conference play. We're at the point week 7, week 8, where it just really starts to look where you really discover what a team's really made of. Really
6-7.
Really see what a team's made of. You're starting to kind of figure out who's real, who's not. So yeah, obviously there's some really good games for this coming up weekend. Some really good ranked up matchups. I guess
New segment alert.
We'll kind of kick it off here. We got 6 games, excuse me. We got 6 games that we're going to be looking at, and then we're going to add in kind of Garrett's going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Nebraska game that they got on the road against Minnesota. I'm going to be talking about my Baylor Bears going to Fort Worth against I can't even say the name. It's just so gross. But we'll start it off. You want to start off with your picks first, or would you like me to kick it off?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you got.
We've got a couple games circled on the schedule. Like you said, we're going to touch on our own personal games in a bit. But in terms of the games that we got circled, the first one is going to be Georgia Tech and Duke. Georgia Tech going on the road. We talk about Georgia Tech just being a really gritty team. And for me, I don't see Duke as being a very tough place to play, per se. I think that Georgia Tech gets the job done. Another team that just figures out a way to get a W at the end of the day. It doesn't look pretty. You got Haynes King going head first into a middle linebacker's chest, but you know what? That's what you love to see out of the kid. So I think Georgia Tech goes in and rolls the Blue Devils in my first pick. The next game, we've got LSU going to Nashville to play the Vanderbilt Commodores. Mm-hmm. Another game where I think that Vanderbilt is not a scary place to play whatsoever. I think that Mr. Pavia is full of shit, and I think that he's pompous, and I think he got his teeth kicked in last week against Alabama. So good on him for just getting what he deserved. I can't believe the guy was practicing the kneel at the pre-games. Mm-hmm. He's practicing the kneel.
Yeah, that is one of the craziest things that I've seen a college quarterback do.
Unbelievable. There's confidence, and there's just being an idiot. Okay, and then, so I've got LSU boat racing them. They actually have that game at -2.5 Vanderbilt.
They do.
If I was a sports bettor, which I'm not, but if I was, I would throw all my rent on the Tigers this weekend. Our next game, we've got Ole Miss and Georgia. We've got Athens, Georgia, really tough place to play. Lane Kiffin getting his first real test of the season. I think that the Bulldogs come out on top. I like Kirby Smart's defense. I think that after the game against Washington State, they are going to be pretty shaken up still, kind of questioning their competentness. in a sense. So
Ooh,
I think that they
confidentness.
get steamrolled by the Bulldogs, and that's going to be Ole Miss's first loss of the season. The next game we've got circled is USC traveling to South Bend, Indiana to play the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, USC has pleasantly surprised me this year, bouncing back after the tough loss to just mangle Michigan at home. I mean, Bryce Underwood was completely shut down. Mayava, if that's his name, if I'm saying that right, he
That's
looked
correct.
really good. And this is going to be a really tough test for Notre Dame, but I think after all that adversity of losing at home to A&M, on the road against Miami, I think that they come out with a gritty win. I expect this to be a 3-point game, maybe 4-point game. I think that they get it done, though. Marcus Freeman and his quarterback, C.J. Carr. I've got the last game of the circled ones is Utah traveling to, I believe, Provo to face the
That's correct.
BYU Cougars. Now, let me tell you what. Utah gets the big win against Arizona State last week, who literally had Jeff Sims at quarterback, who is incompetent, and I don't even know how he still has eligibility. Absolutely routed them. They did lose to Texas Tech and looked horrendous in that game. I think you go to a really tough environment in Provo, an undefeated Cougar team, and I think that those fans back those guys, and I think that they rough up the Utes. I think that they pull off the quote-unquote, I guess it's not an upset because Utah's ranked 23rd and they're 15. So I think BYU stays undefeated and wins it at home against the Utes. I'll throw it to you.
What about the Bama and Tennessee
Oh,
game?
yes,
We're gonna
yes,
round
yes,
that
the
out.
Bama-Tennessee, yes. So we've got Alabama going to Tennessee.
Correct.
Tough place to play. Really tough place
Oh,
to
no,
play.
it's in Alabama.
Oh, it's in Tuscaloosa.
I believe.
Okay.
Can we get DJ Beatty? Can you?
DJ Beatty, can we get a fact check? We've got Alabama and the Volunteers playing this weekend. Where's the game?
I believe it's in Tuscaloosa, but can we confirm?
At
Okay,
Alabama.
perfect.
Okay,
It is
well,
in
this
Tuscaloosa.
just reassures my pick. I've got Mr. Ty Simpson and Kalen DeBoer and the Crimson Tide pulling off a signature W that helps them get into the playoff later in the year. But I think that Tennessee, although they look pretty solid, I still don't really trust Joey Aguilar at quarterback. I think that he's good, but he's not the it factor that they were really looking for out of their quarterback. It's not what they had with Hendon Hooker, and so I think that the Crimson Tide pull that one out at home in front of the faithful Crimson crowd.
I like that. So going on with my picks now, we got starting it off with Georgia Tech and Duke. Very similar pick with you. I got Georgia Tech being able to take care of business against the Duke Blue Devils. I just think that Duke is just not there. As much as I want to say that this could be an upset, and I know people are kind of picking this to be an upset, I'm pretty sure that Duke is actually.
I think it's -2.5
Yeah,
or -1.5.
Yeah, I think Duke is actually favored in this game. I love Haynes King, man. He's gritty. He just takes care of business. He runs the ball, and he's not afraid to take a hit. I love that out of a quarterback. If Haynes King can be able to figure out to make those big plays, those shot plays, I think that they absolutely steamroll Duke. I see that as being just an easy pick. And then we're going into LSU and Vanderbilt once again. As you said, Vanderbilt, not an intimidating place to play at. You talked a little bit about Diego Pavia. I feel completely the same way about that. But LSU, man, I think the defense has been surprisingly incredible. It's been there. I think if they can really get the offense going, Garrett Nussmeier was definitely a guy that I thought at the beginning of the season could be in contention for a Heisman. He really hasn't proved that, but I still feel like he's got the potential. I feel like as we're rounding out towards the end of the season, I think he's going to really start to turn it up. I think he's really going to find it in this game as kind of a must-win game for Brian Kelly and his Tigers. I think it's really going to lay on to Garrett Nussmeier to really take care of business in Nashville. I think he does. I think LSU destroys Vanderbilt. And then moving on to Georgia and Ole Miss. I got my Bulldogs taking care of Ole Miss. I think the Ole Miss game has definitely shaken me up a little bit. I think Ole Miss was kind of looking past that Washington State game and kind of took them for granted, was looking more towards this game right here. But I still see Georgia being one of the most intimidating places to play at. I really like their quarterback. He's been great all year. I think he continues to throw the ball well, efficiently, and I think they take care of business against Ole Miss and hand them their first loss of the season. Then we got USC and Notre Dame. I'm going to disagree with you on this one slightly. I think, and this could just be personal ties with my former roommate Gerald Nix.
Whoa!
But
shout out Jerry.
shout out Jerry. But man, I'm going to take USC on this one. Mayava he's been slinging the rock, man. I believe he has 1 interception on the season. He's been extremely efficient. He really turned it around against the Michigan team and took care of business there at home. I know Notre Dame can be sort of an intimidating place to play at, but I still see USC kind of turning it on basically for the rest of the season, being able to kind of be what the team that we thought that they were going to be essentially, which is a kind of a top tier team in the country. And I see USC being able to take care of business and really establish themselves as a legit team in college football. Then we got Utah and BYU. I'm going to take Utah over BYU. My reasoning is Utah, obviously, they destroyed ASU, and I know you talked about the quarterback problem there with ASU, not having Sam Levitt in for that game. I still think that was just a dominating win, and they're just going to continue that, carry that with them, carry that momentum. I think BYU kind of scared me last weekend a little bit with going against University of Arizona, going into double OT and barely squeaking out a win there. And I think, obviously, a rivalry game, anything that can happen, I'm going to take the underdog on this one and take Utah to be able to go into Provo and take care of business there. Then we got, on our last one, we got Bama and Tennessee. I think it's simple. Ty Simpson, man, he is a dog. He is an absolute dog. They're playing at home. Scary place to play at. Once again, another rivalry game. Give me the Alabama Crimson Tide to take care of business, continue on with this amazing streak. That's how we're going to round it out.
I think the
folks.
beautiful thing about this is that we, like you said, you took one side, I took another for a couple games. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I was hoping this went. Because if we're all just sitting here picking the same winners, then we're just sitting here agreeing with each other, and that ain't no fun.
Yeah, that's not fun at all.
I love it. I could, exactly what you said. The games that you had opposite of me, I could have seen them going either way too. So yeah, I'm happy that you picked the other side.
Yeah, I think on some of those games, it's just kind of hard to tell. I mean, obviously home, kind of when you're at home, it can kind of pull a little bit of an advantage. Last week, there's different factors that play into a bye weeks. All that kind of stuff really plays a huge role into some of these games. And, I think both of our sides of our picks and stuff, I think we have good reasoning behind them. I can see, games going either way. And then to kind of round it off with our picks, I'm going to go in and talk about my Baylor Bears real fast. I'm going to take the Baylor Bears over TCU. Man, huge rivalry game for us. Baptists versus the Christians. I'm taking the Baylor Bears, and I'm also going to shout out Caden Crawford. Text, me versus you. I'm taking my Baylor Bears, and if TCU wins, I will wear a TCU hat or shirt provided by you for an entire week straight and admit that TCU is better than Baylor. But if my Baylor Bears win, you have to do the same. Wear a Baylor shirt or hat provided by me, and that will be a true test to see who's win. So I'm calling you out, Caden Crawford.
I love it.
We can also throw some money on it. I don't know if that's... we're not throwing any money. Not throwing any money.
No gambling.
No gambling whatsoever, but I'm calling you out. The land of Dr. Pepper. I'm drinking it right here. Waco, Texas, baby. Get up. Baylor Bears by 100.
I love that. I love it, man. Tex, come get somebody. You want to see this guy face to face? How about you hop on the podcast one time, huh? Mm-hmm. All right. Following up that, we're going to talk about my biased game, which is the Nebraska Cornhuskers going on the road to Minneapolis, Minnesota to face the Golden Gophers. Some people are calling this a trap game. We're wearing the all-whites. Everybody knows that Nebraska tends to choke with the all-whites. You go on the road, Minnesota, not exactly a terribly hard place to win games, but you're going to have those guys feeding on their fans a little bit. Dylan Raiola, we've had a love-hate relationship is the best way I could put it. I think that this guy is just not exactly the star that all Husker fans wanted him to be. And what I mean by that is like Heisman contender, throwing for 400 yards a game and doing it with his legs as well. But what I will give him credit for is the guy is making plays. I mean, you check out his stats. He's got 1,600 passing yards with 16 tutties to just 5 interceptions. I mean, you Nebraska fans come at me and tell me the last time you saw that shit happen. I mean, it's got to be like Tommy Armstrong 2014, the last guy to do that. Beatty, if you want to shoot a little...
I just got to say...
Yeah, go ahead.
After 1970, so right around the time of Nebraska's first national championship, Nebraska is 7-14 in the all-white uniforms.
Yes.
7-14
amazing fact
in the all-white.
For the clarification on the all-whites. The all-white, trying to put the rumors to bed about those all-whites. And I've gone back and forth on this game a couple times. And I stated earlier that I think that Nebraska is going to run into a problem with their schedule that they thought was going to be easy in the beginning of the year. But I think it happens later. I think they go into Minnesota, and I think that they get the job done. With Emmett Johnson, we are going to ride Emmett Johnson to the promised land. I see him going for 150-plus yards, 2 touchdowns. I think that we hopefully establish a run game, and that lets Dylan relax a little bit and throw some deep balls, take some shots, and hopefully our pass coverage can remain really, really dominant. And I think that we scrape out a win against the Golden Gophers. So
I love it. I
we'll
love
see.
it. GBR and Sick'em, folks. Next, we're going to be moving on to our next segment. We're going to be just briefly talking about the MLB playoffs, just
Sure.
real fast,
Yeah.
because I feel like, as baseball players, we kind of have to get into it
Sure.
a little bit. We'll begin with, I'm going to start off with, we actually got a game going on right now, Game 3, Seattle Mariners playing at home
Beatty,
against...
can we get a live score check?
Can we get a live score check on Game 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays?
The score is 12-2.
Okay.
12-2 and
Toronto Blue Jays.
12-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Obviously, huge shock for me, first of all, in that first game with Seattle and Toronto. A banged-up pitching staff that Seattle had from that incredible walk-off win against the Detroit Tigers in the division series, bouncing back 2 days later to be able to absolutely shut down one of the best offenses in baseball. That's incredible. On the road as well, Seattle has been established themselves as an incredible pitching staff, really good out of the bullpen. The offense is starting to get there. They're really shutting down Toronto. Obviously, this game is a little bit different. This is kind of live. But going up 2-0 on the series, playing on the road, could this be kind of a series that turns into teams playing really good on the road and not so great at home? I don't know. This Game 3 kind of might change some opinions. But Seattle, they're taking care of business right now. So,
Yeah, I think piggybacking off that, Seattle obviously having the not-so-great game tonight. But what I will say about that is that Seattle's bullpen has been immensely taxed the last 4 days, coming off the extra innings thriller, and then being absolutely dominant in their 2 games in Toronto. Absolutely just nails out of the pen. Starting pitching has been great for them. Having Matt Brash, Andres Munoz, and Gabe Spire coming out of the bullpen, just shoving it. That has just been amazing for them. So I kind of thought that they were going to go into one of these games and kind of let it get away from them because they wanted to give their guys a break. But I do expect for Seattle to come back in Game 4 and Game 5 and be able to wrap up the series, actually. So
yeah, I see them being able to take care of business. I think before this happened, I would probably put Toronto as winning this series. But, obviously Games 1 and 2 definitely changed that for myself. And this Game 3 really doesn't change that a whole lot for me just because, I as you said before, I think, they were going to definitely run into some problems with the bullpen, just kind of giving guys a little bit more of a rest. But, yeah, I mean, I see them being able to make it to the World Series this year. I think looking on the NL side, I think it's pretty easy right now to look at that. The Dodgers, I mean, realistically, you look at that team on paper, that's the best team in baseball by far. You can't really tell me differently. They've been there. They know what they're doing. I see them getting to the World Series. I know that the Brewers definitely have the talent to be able to do it. I still feel like they're still young. I see great potential for them in the next coming up years for them. I just don't think it's their time right now. But I think that World Series, if you have it be Dodgers and Mariners, I think it's going to be a great series to really see kind of 2 teams, one never being there, the Mariners, and then you got the Dodgers who have been there, won it. Could they go back-to-back? Maybe. We'll see. Mariners trying to do it for the first time in franchise history. Great storyline either way. I'm really for me personally, I'm really going, if that's what the World Series looks like, I'm really rooting for the Mariners in that situation, I think.
Yeah, I think I exactly agree with you. I think that the Dodgers are just, I hate to be the guy that's siding with the team with the most talent, but I mean, their starting pitching has been dominant. They've been able to just take advantage of scoring in big situations, getting the big hits. I mean, you got guys like Teoscar Hernandez, Kike Hernandez hitting home runs. Like, when you've got Kike Hernandez going yard, like, your lineup is potent, you know what I mean? And that's just the least of your worries. You got to worry about going through Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, who's had, honestly, a horrendous postseason. I mean, if that guy turns it on, they seem to be pretty unbeatable. But I think that they end up getting through the Brewers, and I'm super excited to see that World Series. If it ends up being Dodgers-Mariners, is going to be a pitcher's delight if you're a pitching fan.
Absolutely.
To just watch some of the best to ever do it go out and just compete against each other. So that's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think that's going to lead us into our next segment, which will be our draft.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, another draft, not presented by anyone yet.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Yes.
This week's draft is going to be a autumn-fall draft, and it's also going to be featuring our new personality, DJ Beatty. Come on, get over here, Beatty.
Get over here, Beatty.
Get over
Why
here.
not? Show yourself to the people. You're back.
So we're going to be doing 3 picks each.
So back.
All autumn / fall, whatever you want to call it. The season itself, anything goes.
3 picks per person.
3 picks, snake draft, of course.
Snake draft always.
I think we're going to kick it off with Beatty first.
Yeah,
I
Beatty,
like
go
that.
ahead. You got the inaugural first overall. Give me the mic.
Well, plenty of good options here, but I'm going to have to start it off with a banger. My favorite thing about the fall is college football. Absolutely love it. Love watching the Huskers.
I like it.
Yeah, we got some love from Miller back there.
Love watching SEC football, Big Ten football. College football is really interesting right now, so that's my number one.
I like it. Garrett, we want to kick it off to you for
Sure.
your
I'll
number
go
one
ahead
pick.
and back that up. So, obviously an amazing pick, college football, love it. But actually, I'm going to go a different route. I am going to go with number 1 overall, Thanksgiving for G-Baby. Thanksgiving has got to be, I'm sorry, guys, it's my favorite holiday. I love Christmas. I love it, but I don't think anything really encaptures family fun, good food, and great weather because typically, you're getting that kind of late fall. You got leaves on the ground. You got a nice crisp fall air. You're drinking pumpkin cold brews and eating pumpkin pie. You're eating turkey. Not exactly everybody's favorite food, but you know what? On Thanksgiving, you're choking down that dry turkey because you're around all the people you love, man. So shout out to Thanksgiving. I'll throw it to Yardy.
Wow, incredible pick. That was actually going to be my number 1 pick, but you stole the show there. I'm going to go ahead and, I really didn't do a whole lot of studying into this draft, but you know what? I'm going to give it my best shot at it. I'm going to take leaves on this one. Actually, just leaves falling to the ground. It's a time of change. It's a time of just moving into that cold weather. It's just that point where you're seeing those leaves go down, changing colors. It's beautiful sight to see. I'm going to go with leaves. And we're going to also swing it back to me, snake draft, of course. I'm going to pick Halloween for my second pick.
All right.
Halloween.
That was mine.
I mean, it's a great holiday, a time, get to dress up, be someone else that you want to be. Really cool time of the year. And, Halloween for my number 2 pick.
Snake draft, baby.
Garrett,
So,
snake draft.
I'm going to go in the same direction as Yardy, actually, with my second pick. I am going to roll in with sweater weather. Sweater weather. You're rolling out the sleeves. You're getting a little quarter zip going. Maybe pop in a little light jacket, wearing some pants. You're not sweating your balls off. I mean, sweater weather. It's not exactly freezing ass cold. You're not uncomfortable. It's a nice little 50 degrees, a crisp wind. Maybe the sun's out. I mean, being able to show off some new fits. I mean, I got sweater weather, number 2 overall.
I love it.
So I didn't prepare for this, so I'm kind of on the fly here. But second one we got is bonfires.
Okay.
Oh!
Absolutely Just came to mind. Love bonfires. I mean, obviously you can bonfire in the summer and the winter, but winter's too cold, summer's too hot. Fall is just the perfect time to sit around the bonfire with all your buds, listen to some country music, and just have a great time.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to deserve a cheer for you, Beatty.
Yep, absolutely love it. And then, again, not a lot of thought into this, so we're just going off the top of the head. I think for my last pick, I'm going to go pumpkin patches. I absolutely love the pumpkin patch. We're talking caramel apples, kettle corn, pumpkins, haunted hay rack rides. Just absolutely love it. So it's going to be number 3 for me.
Does that throw it to me?
Yep.
Is that snake draft style?
Yeah.
Can't believe I didn't know this.
Yeah,
Okay, so with my last pick, I am going to actually go kind of same direction in terms of food, but I'm going to go more in depth. I'm going to go pumpkin spice anything.
Yeah.
Pumpkin anything. It's the one time a year where you can eat pumpkin anything and nobody's going to judge you for it. I mean, if you're eating, or I guess if you're drinking a pumpkin spice latte in July, you're going to get some looks. I mean, it's not exactly a great look. But to be able to go into Starbucks, get a pumpkin cream cold brew, which I'm not even going to lie, I am not a Starbucks fan, but damn it, those things are good. Damn it, they're good. Damn you, Starbucks. If you want to sponsor us, by the way, Instagram's Lawn Chair Talk, DMs are open. But you also got pumpkin bread, pumpkin pie, pumpkin muffins. I'm a big fan, so pumpkin/pumpkin spice anything makes my list rounded out.
Yeah, and I think that's going to end it off with me getting the last pick, and I'm going to take MLB playoffs because October hits, and it's time for some real baseball. Anything goes, anything can happen. Teams get hot. Anyone can make a run at the World Series. As we've seen before, there's some there are some teams that have really surprised us, has really made a run. So October itself, because to me, when I think MLB playoffs, I think October. What do you think of October? You think fall. You think autumn. You think things are going down in October. So
Absolutely.
MLB playoffs
Absolutely.
to round it off with the draft here.
Yep.
Thank you, Beatty.
Yep.
Thank you, Beatty.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming on. Golly, that hurt my arm. So we are going to actually make a pivot into the last segment of the show, but a new segment and a segment that I am very excited about. This is going to be a new segment that we are going to call Are You Smarter Than a Doan Baseball Player? The rules of this game are simple. Once a week, we are going to call a random number in my phone, and we are going to ask them 3 questions. It's going to be, some weeks Nick's going to answer, some weeks I'm going to answer, but we're going to do a point system. The first question's worth 1, the second question's worth 2, and the last question is worth 3. And over the time, we're going to rank the best performers out of all the questions. We might start adding and subtracting. I don't know. This is the first go about it. But I'm going to go into my phone and make a call to a very dear friend of me and Nick. And we are going to hope that he answers, because this is going to be good stuff, folks.
I'll just cut this part out.
Hopefully we get an answer. We'll see.
Oh, Kev Dog. Let's freaking go. Kevin, I am so happy to hear your voice. You are live on Lawn Chair Talk Podcast, Episode 3. This is Nick right next to me.
Hey, Kev, what's going on?
How we doing?
How are you?
Good.
It's great to hear your voice.
So, Kevo, we have got a new segment that we are calling Are You Smarter Than a Doan Baseball Player? It is going to be you versus Nick Yard, and I'm going to ask you 3 questions each, and they are worth different point values. First question's worth 1, second question's worth 2, third question is worth 3. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, sure.
All right.
Here we
I'm
go.
glad you said that. With the first question for both of you, I'm gonna. You only get one answer, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna go you first, Kevo. What do you call animals that live on both land and water?
I don't know.
Well, if you can give us a guess, just give us a quick guess.
I really have no idea.
Okay, so Kevo's answer for number 1 is I don't know. Nick, would you like to take a stab at it?
Honestly, I'm with Kevin on this one. I have no idea.
Okay, well, that's not good. This question is worth 1 point, and you both don't know the answer. The answer to it is amphibians.
Ah, that's the word I was looking for.
Okay. It would be nice if I knew that I was going to be tested on stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of this game, Kevo. It's completely random. It is raw and uncut, baby. I'm going to go ahead. Nick, you're going to answer this first.
Okay.
Who is the second president of the United States?
Wasn't it, I believe, John Adams?
John Adams is Nick's answer. Kevo, would you like to take a stab at it?
I think that he is correct.
Both John Adams, that is correct. You both
All right.
2 points in the game.
All right.
Kevo, you are on the last question, sir. And this question is going to be a multi-answer. I will give you a point for every correct answer there is. This question is, what MLB teams have an animal in their logo? There are 4 possible answers that I have. You're first.
The Baltimore
That is 1.
Cardinals.
Okay?
Oh my gosh. Okay. How long do I have to answer this?
You have got 20 seconds.
Definitely not the Rockies, obviously.
There you go.
Cubs.
Okay, Cubs. That's your third team. So you got one more guess.
The Marlins did have one.
Would you like to walk in the Marlins?
I don't think they do anymore.
Okay. Well, do you have another guess? You've got 5 seconds.
I mean, might as well lock it in. I got nothing else.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, you have the Orioles, the Cardinals, the Marlins, and the Cubs.
Yes.
Okay, we're locking in those answers. Nicholas, you can now take a stab at it. Which 4 teams do you think have an animal in their logo? I accidentally said yes to Russo's first answer, so you get a freebie. Cardinals is one of them.
Okay, Cardinals. I'm also going to stick with the Marlins as well. I'm going to take the Blue Jays.
Ooh, nice.
And in their logo. Let me think here. Okay.
I'm still thinking with you.
Yeah. I'm working on it right now.
Okay, so your 4 teams were the Blue Jays,
Yep.
the Tigers,
The
Marlins.
Yeah.
and what was the last one? Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah.
Okay, so this is a list from a website in 2022, so this is what now, technically.
Okay.
These are the 4 teams that I have with an animal in their logo. I've got the Cubs, the Orioles, the Marlins, and the Cardinals. No Blue Jays.
Wow.
So technically, Kev Russo, you got all 4 correct.
All right.
You have rounded out with a solid 6 points in this game. So shout out to you for being the first ever guest of the Are You Smarter Than a Known Baseball Player? And I would just like to tell you, you have won that argument right now. You are smarter than a known baseball player.
I will say, I think the Tigers have a animal in their away logo.
And I believe that the Blue Jays definitely now their logo is the Blue Jays.
So yes, when you said Blue Jays, I instantly thought of yes, that definitely has a Blue Jay in the logo.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go off this list, unfortunately.
All right,
that I
that's
have.
fine.
I'm sorry for you guys if you didn't get it right, but Russo, way to go, kid! It's great catching up with you. I can't wait to call you, and thanks for being a part of the podcast tonight.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kev. We'll see you soon.
Hear the Old Timers podcast.
Oh yeah, dude, the old timer segment's coming. You just wait.
Can't wait.
Smokey all day. Step up to the desk there soon. Don't worry.
I love it.
All right, Russo. Well, you have a great night, man.
All right.
All right, catch up.
Wow.
How about that?
Rounded out with Kevin Russo.
Kevin Russo.
If you guys didn't
Immaculate Grid legend, by the way.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, so Kevin Russo was one of me and Garrett's coaches back in the day. Kind of been just like a great mentor for us, like past that and everything. Just a great coach, great guy to really be around. Knows the game super well. Got a chance to play professional baseball with the Yankees and with the Tigers. So just a guy who's been in baseball, been a part of like really well-established teams, you know, being with the Yankees and kind of their heart of the prime. Yeah, so I mean, really cool to be able to hear from him right there.
Absolutely. I'm happy that worked out. That was our first option, so I'm hoping that everybody else keep your phones on, ringers on, because you might be getting called from the lawn chair talk. You might be getting a phone call.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's going to do it from
Yes.
us here tonight, folks. We appreciate you listening once again, and that's going to do it here from Lawn Chair Talk.
Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Lawn Chair Talk, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Be looking out for updates coming out soon, and with that being said,
We're done.
all right, see ya. We're done.